Right. Speech by Professor Parla. And now I request Dr. Prajapati to make her presidential remarks on this speech, and the stage is yours. Thank you.
नमस्कार. नियतीकृत नियमरहितां आह्लादेकमयि-अनन्यपरतन्त्रां नवरसरुचिरां निर्मितमाददति भारती कवेर्जयति. या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. शारदा शारदाम्भोजे वदना वदनाम्बुजे सर्वदा सर्वदास्माकं सन्निधिं सन्निधिं प्रियात्. Professor Kamal Kishore Mishra, Head Department of Sanskrit, Professor Ratna Basu, Professor Maudas Gupta, former Registrar, Professor Basap Chaudhary, Dr. Vishwanath Chattopadhyay and his family members, Dr. Narayan Das, Professor Satyajit Rai, Professor Dipankar Bhattacharya, learned scholars, invited guests, Mukherjee. I'm confused with these surnames here. Invited guests and dear students. At the outset, let me express my feeling of joy to be here. I feel honored and fortunate to chair this endowment lecture organized by in the memory of Pandit Premchandra Tarkavadis and organized by the Department of Sanskrit at Calcutta University. Being a student of Sanskrit poetics, the name of Pandit Premchandra Tarkavadis was not unfamiliar to me, because when reading some of the books of poetics in the library, I certainly come across this name in various old editions of works of Sanskrit poetics, particularly the Kavyadarsh of Gandhi. His name can be remembered with the galaxy of some pioneer editors of various Sanskrit poetics texts. Pandit Premchandra Tarkavadis was an encyclopedia, in fact, in the field of Sanskrit. He was a scholar of various fields. When I read his book, though it was in Bengali, Premchandra Tarkavadi Shara Jeevanacharit Kaptavali, I could not read the Bengali part, but there are certain passages in English and I go through it and I come to know about his Jeevanacharit. I was quite impressed because I know very few editions prepared by him, but I also come to know about his poetry. Those poetries were published in some of the daily in Bengali. But unfortunately, I think these poetries are not lost, not available to us. But anyhow, if we can procure this poetry somewhere from archives from some foreign country, it is possible, and we can edit in future. And I have some special fascination for this wonderful city, because it's a city of scholars, it's a city of art, and it's a city of culture. Another reason of my happiness to be here in this city of Calcutta is that the first director of our institute, Oriental Institute, was Professor Binoy-Tosh Bhattacharya. Professor Binoy-Tosh Bhattacharya was invited by our Maharaja Sir Sayaji Rao Gaikwad of Baroda State to handle this Oriental Institute, and under his guidance and under his leadership, the institute reached to a greater height. He was a worthy son of Professor Hariprasad Shastri, who contributed a lot in commissioning the libraries in this area. So I am very happy to be here in this city of Calcutta. As we know, Professor Ravindra Panda, who delivered the lecture today in this endowment lecture series on Kavyartha Chintan, he could deliver this learned lecture because he himself is a poet. He has to his credit more than 40 works, creative works. He has written quite a number of poetry, some dramas, nibandh, etc. in Sanskrit. Professor Ravindra Panda has given us a complete analysis of importance of meaning, resulting into what we call dhvani, rasa, vakroti, auchitya, riti and alankar. The culmination of rasa or vakroti through the meaning is explained by him by giving various examples and quotations from prominent rhetoricians. This shows how rich is the legacy of rhetoricians in Sanskrit literature. India is the first country. You will be surprised to know that India is the first country to give this world a very systematic science of poetry in the form of the text called Bharata's Natya Shastra. And this text was first published from Oriental Institute, Baroda, and with the Abhinav Gupta's commentary, Abhinav Bharati. And before that, if I speak of the Asian countries, in those countries, the people were, the poets were writing the poetry, but they are not aware of the poetic principles. It is only the India that gave them the Bharata Natya Shastra, and then they follow the rules of poetry. So, and after this work, we have the galaxy of various Alankarikas who have given the voluminous texts on rhetorics from Bhamaha to Jagannath and even the post-Jagannath rhetoricians. No other language, no other literature of the world has such a rich legacy of acharyas in the field of rhetorics. According to me, journey of meaning through appropriate words from the pen of a poet to the hearts of the connoisseurs is definitely not a very easy task. The poet who achieves this goal of reaching to the hearts of Saradaya, the connoisseur, and make them relish the same power, the rasa, what poet intends, he is the successful poet. And that is why he said, Ahladekamai Ananya Paratantram. So Professor Pandya has also discussed about the arrangement of words, Ishtartha Vyavachinna Padavati. जैसे हम कहते हैं भोजन में षड्रस की प्राप्ति होती है, किंतु उस भोजन को परोसने की भी एक शिष्ट पद्धति होती है, एक विधि होती है, तभी हम वो भोजन का आह्लाद कर पाते हैं। ऐसे ही किसी ने दे दिया तो वो अच्छा नहीं लगता है। भोजन परोसने की भी एक रीत होती है, उसमें भी एक भाव होता है, तभी हम उस भोजन का आस्वाद ले पाते हैं, उसको अच्छी तरह से हम उसका आनंद ले पाते हैं। तो वैसे ही पोइट्री है, उसमें जो अरेंजमेंट ऑफ वर्ड्स एंड arrangement of word in the way so that it will create a certain meaning, and the meaning ultimately becomes a tool to realize, to understand or to release the rasa, that is the main element of poetry. Vakyam rasatmakam kavyam, as said by this Sahitya Darpankar, Kaviraj Vishwanath. So poem as an integrated art, as Professor Pandya said, and therefore, as I understand, Professor Pandit Premchandra Tarkavadis also became a successful poet because he had with him various tools, he had expertise in various shastras, and that is why he became a successful poet along with a successful poetician. It consists of proper words, meanings, style, qualities, expressibility, meters, and figures of speech, the auchitya, and they are free from defects. So these are the terms, these are the various poetic elements, those are expressed or discussed by Professor Pandya in his learned lecture. His main thesis is the soul of poetry should be Ramniyartha Pratipadana Shabdam Kavyam. He mainly follows, as I understand from his lecture, he mainly emphasizes on the theory expressed by Jagannath and Anand Vardhan. He has explained all these theories with examples, and he has also discussed about the styles of various types of styles in the poetry. He also expressed his views on the importance of meaning. Why meaning is important? Because as we see that there are many poets, but why only Kalidas is famous in Sanskrit literature? Because Kalidas has a perfect selection of words in his poetry. See, we cannot replace even a single word from his poetry, because each and every word is so perfectly chosen by him and put at the proper place so that it can express the meaning. So that is why Kalidas is very famous in Sanskrit. So Artha, according to me, it ultimately becomes the tool to achieve the rasa, or we can call a dhvani, or we can call a anubhuti, that a saradai or connoisseur can understand or realize. Because when it is said in Natya Shastra, when somebody is playing the role of a Ram, so that character, he gets merged with his feelings get merged with the viewers. So they also feel the same, power, what the Ram realized. So that is so rasa is the main element, and the artha becomes the tool to reach to that ultimate rasa. So, and as you know that for Kavya it is said that Kavyam yashashe artha krute vyavhar vide shive darakshataye kanta samnitatayopadesha yuje. So here very important thing is shive darakshataye. So what is shive dar? Shive dar means what is not mangal. उसकी क्षति के लिए भी काव्य का निर्माण होता है. तो ultimately it leads us to moksha. As there are discussion about the four purusharthas, dharma, artha, kama and moksha. So how this poetry leads us to shivetara, and this way it is very much important for us and for in our culture, in our Hindu culture or in our India, nothing is directly related to bhoga, but it is related to the spiritual experience. So here poetry is also leading us to moksha. Poetry is also leading us to shivetara. Okay, so ultimately moksha, ultimately the achievement of these four purusharthas is very important, and this way the entire journey of a kavya is related to our spiritual experiences. So this is what I understand from the learned lecture of Professor Panda, and I am quite happy to be here today in this august audience at this beautiful Senate Hall. I was just looking at these pictures. I'll visit, of course, those places and see who are the galaxy of many learned and many, I think, the leaders who have contributed to the freedom of our India. And I congratulate Professor Kamal Kishore Mishra, the head of the department, and Professor Maudas Gupta and many other colleagues and students for organizing this endowment lecture. I thank Professor Kamal Kishore Mishra, Professor Maudas Gupta and other colleagues, and particularly Dr. Chakrabarty for inviting us to this endowment lecture. It is a very good experience. We are enjoying also the hospitality here, and I pray to God that may this land of scholars flourish more and more. Thank you very much.